Hello, fellow budgeters. My name is Brandy, and you're watching From Debt to Dreams. And on this channel, we're paying off over $400,000 worth of debt. But don't you fret, way more than half of that is my mortgage. Today, we're going to do an October wrap-up. It took me a while to get this done because of the way that I am paid and the way that I am tracking my months this year. I was trying to follow pay periods, which worked for a little bit, and then it didn't work. So next year I'll be changing things up a little bit. So I am following the dates of a calendar rather than pay periods. But here's what happened in this I had 3 pay periods this month for October. So our starting balance was $227.72. That's what I had in my checking account, which is my expense account, and what I had in cash envelopes. We earned $12,336. We had $50.61 of other income, and we used $637, which meant our total monthly inflow in our expense account was $13,251.33. For our household category, this is how we spent all of our categories, okay? Our monthly budget was $4,150. We ended up spending $4,178.31, which meant that we overspent by $28. For groceries, we budgeted $1,800 and we ended up spending $1,666, which meant we were under by $133. For cars and gas, we budgeted $725. We spent $643, which meant that we were under budget by $81. For utilities, we budgeted $920. We spent $756, which meant we were under budget by $163. For takeout, I don't budget anything. We ended up spending $567 on takeout. So of course, the difference there is $567. That was because we were sick. We had so many things going on. October was a crazy month. For our tithes, we budgeted $281, ended up sending $268. So we were under budget on tithes by $12, which is not something I'm proud of. For health, we budgeted $235 and ended up spending $487, which meant that we were over budget by $252, which is insane. But both my husband and I were very sick this month, and the kids were sick, and Jason had a ADHD assessment, which cost us quite a lot of dollars. For our kids, we don't really budget anything, and we spent $604. And quite honestly, I don't even know what the heck we spent that much money on. Okay. Oh, Weebelow's Woods. So some Scout stuff. That's basically what it is. It's Scout things. All right. Yep, because we did Scout camp. Where were we, kids? Okay, for Jason, we budgeted $60 for him, and he ended up spending $111, so he was over budget by $51. But we can't be mad at him because I don't budget any money for myself. I spent $80, so I was over budget by $80. Annual fees, I didn't expect anything to come out. However, our Xander identity theft protection came out for $145. We spent nothing on pets because our pet food is included in our grocery bill. For savings, I was expecting to save $1,209. We ended up putting in Christmas, sinking funds, and our play and pay binders. We put in $1,621, so we were over by $412, which is really good. For debt, we budgeted $1,750, ended up doing $1,747, so we were under budget by $2. Fun and entertainment, we budgeted $72, ended up spending $518, so we were over by $446. And that I also can't. I know that we bought our Toby Mac tickets, and I guess looks like I had a couple of. There's our Toby Mac tickets. I had a couple of Amazon purchases that I made as fun for some reason. I don't even remember what. And also we spent money at the Jonas Brothers concert. That's it too. Okay. So I really budgeted more than that. That's actually an inaccurate number because I had the money saved for Jonas. We were probably only over by like $100 after adding our regularly budgeted fun and entertainment with the Jonas Brothers money. So that's wrong, but that's okay. For celebrations, we had $0 and we spent $70. School, we budgeted $0. That's not technically true because we added money into our cash envelopes and we spent $69.27. So school gets $30 every pay period. So really we kind of budgeted $90 and only spent $69. Anyway, we budgeted $11,202 out of all three of these pay periods, and we spent $13,535. And I cannot believe that we spent that much money in 1 month. I cannot believe it. My mind is blown. Okay, so that's why I'm telling you, October was a crazy month. So now let's go into our debt tracking. So unfortunately for our emergency fund, whoops, let me get everything settled here. Okay, we're good. Just got to move that up a little bit. Okay. Unfortunately for our emergency fund, because we bought the Toby Mac tickets and we had a couple of other things come up, our emergency fund, I'll put in the total right here, we're only at $917. So this tracker I have colored up until $1,600. So I can't color anything until we get back up to $1,600, which unfortunately that's just the way it is. So for our federal student loan, Jason's federal student loan is one big payment with a bunch of different loans inside of there. So I try to track it by the individual loan. For October, we made a payment amount of $127, which means that our remaining balance is now $4,547.83 on this one tiny loan. And each of these hearts equals $97.96. And I am able to color one in. And this is really exciting because debt, while we're paying our loans, it's not a focus right now because I'm trying really, really hard to get our emergency fund to where it needs to be. So it can't get there if I'm paying debt. So we're just making minimum payments at the moment. So our Fed loan 2, for Jason's federal loan, we were able to make a $52 payment. So our remaining balance is now $9,813.86. I cannot color anything on here, which is so sad, but maybe next month. For federal student loan number 3, we made a payment of $54, and our remaining balance is $10,348.44. And we're not able to color in anything here. I'm going to celebrate the day we finally can color in on these trackers. It's going to be amazing. For Fed Loan 4, we have made another $54 payment, and our total is $10,348.44. And we are not able to color anything. It's the saddest day. For Fed Loan 5, we made a payment of $83, so our balance is $15,206.37. Basically, what we're doing for the rest of these loans is paying just the interest, and the smaller one, if there's any other little money left over from that's where the extra money is going. So we're not able to color anything here either. And then for the 6th loan in Jason's federal student loan, my brain was glitching. We made an $80 payment, and we have $15,167.71, which we are not able to make another payment, or not able to color in. We can't color in until we're at $15,037, which is so sad. For my student loan, I don't even have the numbers on here, so we get to do that together because I didn't write it in like I thought I did. So let's do that right now. We did October 2025. We made a payment of $180, and our new balance is $21,752.15. So since we've started this tracker, we have paid off $731.61, and each leaf is $56, which means we should have 13 leaves colored in. So we're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh my gosh, I get to color in 3? No, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 13. Sweet. These are succulents, but you know, for these I do one color for every month. All right. For October in our debt consolidation loan, we made a payment of $942.91. So our remaining balance is $62,183.63. So each of these equals 25, and we get to color in 11. So I'll be right back. If you're new to this channel, you're probably wondering, why does she get to color in 11 and she's almost done with this tracker? Well, when I first started this channel, I had a lot of different debts. And what ended up happening was there was not enough room in our monthly budget to do any kind of saving, any kind of extra. There was no wiggle room, nothing. So my husband and I ended up getting a debt consolidation loan, and it lowered our payment by a lot. And so we have been able to, well, save that money, but really spend it on other things, I guess. But what I didn't want to just stop the trackers I was using, because that debt consolidation loan still represents all the debt we already had. And so I'm just using all the debt trackers that I was using before. And so all of these debt trackers all equal the $63,000 that we owe. And so we're just going to use all of these for that $63,000. So we're almost done with this tracker, which represented a car repair that we needed done, which was $2,500. So that was pretty cool. And we did add this one to this is actually what started us from getting the debt consolidation loan. Was like, we needed the car repair done, and we just were not going to be able to get the $2,500 in time to get the car completed. So we knew that we were going to needed to do a debt consolidation loan, and then we asked for $2,500 more than what we actually needed, so that, or more than we needed to pay off the other debt, so that we could pay off this car repair. Okay, this is the debtress, which is how I am. Brain is tracking the debt that we owe on our mortgage. And so our mortgage balance is $275,408. And okay, my phone decided to stop filming. I apparently ran out of space, but basically I didn't say much else other than our total debt balance is $424,777, which means we have, for our total principal paid in October for our loans, it was $1,055.98. So we come over here to our monthly net worth. Now, my net worth, I do not track the equity I have in my home. I do not track any kind of equity we might have in our paid off cars. I do not track our 401ks or any other retirement accounts. All I track when it comes to my assets is what I have liquid, my liquid assets, things that I have that are available to me within a few minutes. That's not going to take a lot of effort on my part to get what I need. So and all of my bank accounts, I have 2,096. Well, I did on November 1st. I had $2,096. In our cash envelopes, we had $659. And in our sinking funds, which included Christmas and the rest of the sinking funds, we had 2,190. And so that meant that our assets were at $4,945.10. For our mortgage, we're at $275,408. My husband's federal student loan is $65,432. My federal student loan is $21,752, and our debt consolidation is at $62,183, which means we are at $424,777. Last month, our net worth was negative $420,292, and this time our net worth is negative $419,832, which meant that we increased our net worth by $460. So that's awesome. That's pretty good news. My goal always is that the total net worth continues to increase, even if it's just by $10. I don't even care. I want my net worth change amount to be a positive and not a negative. So, well, that's all I have for us on this October budget closeout. October was a crazy month. It has shown me that I need to change a couple of things, which I have already implemented some of those changes. And I'm looking forward to my November closeout and to see how the November challenge, November completed challenges goes, because I'm changing that up a little bit as well. So, yeah, I hope that you have a really great day and that you decide to come back on Thursday to see my play and pay video. Bye.